Hello everybody! Welcome back to my channel. Today is kind of going to be a video of me kind of exploring a new kind of illustrative style. If you watched my video about drawing for 30 days, I experimented with the style kind of on and off. Basically, I'm just trying to mainstream and simplify my drawing process in hopes of maybe finding new ways to draw that I find more enjoyable or appealing to me. I thought, what should I do to practice illustrations with, or just practice drawing in general? And I thought of the collaboration called Project Voltage, which is the collaboration between the one, the only, the queen herself, Hatsune Miku, and Pokémon. So to practice all of the things I mentioned, I decided to take 3 of the Project Voltage Miku designs and just do some character pages of them, just copying and studying the design, working on my stylization skills, my drawing ability, as well as how do I want to make my process in art work. I want to preface that your process doesn't have to be the one and only process you use for drawing. You're allowed to draw in any way you really want to. For me, I'm just trying to experiment and find new ways of drawing that make it more enjoyable, easier, less of a stressor on me. So, let us go forth to the first Miku drawing. Yippee! First Miku of the video is Ghost type Miku. Fun fact, this was a drawing that I did immediately after I finished my 30-day drawing challenge, simply because I wanted to keep my drawing streak going. And I low-key was for a minute there, but then my life got busy again. But with this Miku in particular, what I wanted to focus on was simplicity. I feel like something that had started to happen in my artwork was that I no longer was satisfied with simplicity, and in order for me to feel comfortable showing or posting any of my artwork, I felt like it had to be up to a certain level of completion before I could put it anywhere. So particularly with this piece, I wanted to learn and kind of show myself that simplicity is okay. And it's okay if not all of my drawings have the same level of detail. I'm allowed to have drawings that are more simple or more complex than others, and I need to be okay with that. So with this one in particular, I went minimum with shading, minimum with shadows, tried to keep it kind of as simple as possible, but with still a good amount of detail for it to feel kind of finished in my eyes. So there we go. There was Ghost type Miku, and that's what I accomplished. Yippee! The second Miku of the video is Fairy type Miku, my favorite Miku. Are we shocked? No, we are not. You know me, I love pink. Pink is my life. Pink is my favorite color ever in the universe. I was super excited to draw Fairy Miku. What I wanted to focus on with this one in particular was how I really stylize characters themselves, like their features, their anatomy, their structures, their faces, their hair. How do I want to draw people? How do I want to draw characters? And how can I do it in a way that I like and find fun? And let me tell you, that is not an easy task whatsoever, because I feel like particularly lately I've been super dissatisfied or not happy with a lot of particularly like the faces or really anything about my characters. It sounds really sad, I know, but this is why I worked on this, is because I know that if it's something I struggle with, that's where I can find the biggest area of growth. Particularly because I keep having the crisis of like, what is art style? Should I even attempt to try and like become consistent, or just throw that out the window? I'm just trying to work on what I find enjoyable and how can I draw something that I don't hate immediately. That's more so the goal. So I want to reiterate that I'm not trying to find an art style to use forever and ever, but to find a way of drawing that I don't hate or that I can draw with and not feel disgusted. With this one, I do think I kind of accomplished it. I low-key feel like I've had a lot worse faces recently, so these ones really aren't as bad in comparison. I would have to say probably my favorite Miku of all of these is the biggest one to the right. I just really have been enjoying this kind of style of like shoujo manga, semi-realism influenced art that I also look at other artists for inspiration too. And I think in particular, I've been also focusing on my line art, or like how I line my characters. I don't know if you can tell from this piece, but lately I've kind of thrown line art out the window, and I just go and I do one width of thickness, and then I go over that with a layer, and I like color the different parts of the line art to like make it match up with the different parts of the drawing, like the hair or the face or the skin or the eyes. That's something in particular is something that I've been working on and have been really enjoying. So yeah, that was Fairy Miku, and I do think that I don't hate this drawing. I actually am quite decently happy with it. So yay! And the final Miku of the video is Steel type Miku. One of my favorite of the Miku designs, surprisingly. And the main purpose of this final illustration was to create yet another character kind of collage page, similar to Fairy type Miku, but then also take into considerations the two things that I focused on with the two first illustrations, which were both simplicity and stylization. And surprisingly, I feel like I maybe didn't fully succeed in either of those areas. Overall, I feel like this was kind of maybe my weakest of all three drawings. Maybe not my weakest, but I feel like it's the one that I like the least, just personally, in my own opinion. You may like it, but I don't know, me personally, not my favorite. I mainly think I feel that way though, because I think with this piece, I kind of accidentally kind of regressed in my art progress. Like, I guess kind of in the way that I kind of stylized, particularly like the faces or the characters. I feel like it kind of reminds me more of like my older art, and I feel like I kind of defaulted to that, and I feel like I am not the biggest fan of it. Also, like the color choices, I feel like a lot of that too reminds me of kind of like my older art that I'm not really proud of, and yet that kind of was my default when it came to drawing this piece. I don't know why I kind of went that route. I think it's just because maybe I kind of went on autopilot for the sake of just trying to get another drawing done, which of course is not good because I wasn't putting forth a lot of the things I had studied and worked hard on. I would take this as a reminder that not all of your drawings are gonna hit the way you expect them to. Like, you may have a lot of hits with your drawings, but there's always gonna be misses of ones that you're not always the most proud of or satisfied with, because there's just so much that you could pick apart and look at and see that there's a lot of imperfections. But take it as a learning opportunity to be okay with everything not being perfect. Because do I necessarily like this drawing? No, not particularly. But that doesn't mean I have to hate it, and that doesn't mean I have to think of it as bad, awful trash. Because it's really not. It's not trash. It's just not something that I like as much as something else. Again, what's one person's trash is another man's treasure. So really, I would just take the advice of, if you're not messing up, if you're not making mistakes, are you really truly growing or learning or getting better? And just think of it that way. Think of all of your imperfections or mess ups as opportunities for growth and for a learning mindset, which is kind of the mindset I've taken with this piece in particular. Is it's a growing mindset. What I don't like, take note of, and then take those notes with me till next time. You know? That's what I took away anyway. Those were all of the final Miku drawings from the video. Yippee! Some of them I really liked, some of them not so much, but that's okay. I hope you enjoyed my process. I'll see you all next time, and bye-bye-bye! Later!